Hello, guys. My name is Ahmed Halif. Welcome to the Unscripted Talks here in DURB Radio. I want to follow the events of last week and also the past weeks, whereby we've been witnessing protests across the nation of Kenya. Now, a cause of what happened, especially last week, when Kenyans managed to occupy the parliament and consequently also stage protests to occupy the state house. As at first they were chanting "Reject Finance Bill 2024." Reject it in totality. There is no discussion. It's not about amendment. It's not about editing. It's about rejecting it in totality. And the message that they did send to the area members of parliament, who consequently, most of them went against the wishes of their constituents and voted yes. Hence, leaving the question, whom are they representing? And we saw that emerge clearly as some of the MPs came out and openly tried to issue apologies to their constituents. And that's coming after, Kenyans, the Generation Z and the Mellinials in combination, you know, told them that we are going to give you greetings, yani tutawasalimia, and that greeting means having your number put in public, having your details put in public, and when you appear in any public gathering, oh, you'll be ashamed for it. And some of them were really quote unquote said hi to. They were greeted with their property, some of them having them burnt down. Yeah, we saw what happened to Timbaso. Yeah, we saw in Eldoret. We saw what happened to other MPs' residentials, like in Bondo constituency. We saw the resident really burnt down the house of the area MP Gideon Ochanda. Now, there are a list of MPs who have just come out, and they are really terrified. They're terrified from the locals for voting yes. One of them being Sabina Chege, Osoro, and also Baraza. And just the other day, yeah, we saw them running away, even for those who are being whisked by the ambulances from the state house to try and hoodwink the protesters that those maybe patients who are in critical condition trying to be ferried to the hospital to get emergency services and rescued. Unfortunately, some of the protesters managed to know, oh, that is the strategy that they're using to evacuate the MPs from parliament. And they found it rough. Some of the MPs' vehicles were stoned and rendered unroadworthy. And some of the MPs came out with lots of injuries. But there's this action that happened that shows you Kenyans, we are really angry with our MPs, but we still have humanity. So that disabled MP who was left in parliament with nobody to help him. Who did help him? The same protested, yet he voted yes. So it shows the Kenyans are saying, even those who are calling us criminals, those people should be dealt with, especially the president. How do you come and say people who are protesting peacefully, you call them as criminals? Now, what I really want to say here is that the major problem that we have across the nation is the church. The church is the greatest problem that we are experiencing here in Kenya, because you are always in bed with government, no matter what atrocities they do to their polity. You don't come out and shine it out in public. If we are so moral, why don't we go by the virtue of, praising what's good, what's moral, and condemning what is bad, condemning vices? We don't do that anymore, because the church has been a bucket whereby they harvest lots of money during the Harambes. And we've seen these politicians collecting sums of 10 million, 20 million, 70 million, these are all monies that cannot be accounted for. So when people are paying taxes and they really don't know what their monies are doing, so it becomes difficult for them again to fund the government by paying taxes, yet there are no service and there are no proper service delivery. So the church has been the root cause of the problems. Hey man, I don't see these politicians getting into mosques and doing their politics. They're not accorded any platform in mosques. Yeah, so why the church? The church has to be the most, cleansed sanctuary. Yeah. So just the other day, we saw President Ruto meeting church leaders in State House. I mean, why so? Why so? Why do you entertain this person? You know, he's proved that he's somebody who can really harm your well-being because you can barely afford basic needs. So why are you accommodating such kind of a person and audience? So it is something that needs to be looked into. And going forward with this demonstration, I've seen them. The program that was running from 28th, I don't know, up to when is it, second or third, whereby it's about deoccupying politicians. We occupy the church and deoccupy them in the church by not allowing them to have any chance to speak, because that is where they plant their seeds of malice, their seeds of deception. You understand? So, and if you want to know that the government has been shaken, they used their thorax. I'm saying thorax. They used their energy. They dictated that finance bill 2024 in the parliament by making sure it passed. Remember when Musalia Mudavadi was saying this? When the finance bill is taken down, it's an equal measure to a vote of no confidence to the government. So for them to avoid that vote of no confidence to the government, they had to pass that finance bill. It was a show of might. So it was not about representation of the people. It was not about the representation of the people, but it was a show of might, which doesn't augur well with the people. It doesn't sound well, because we as a people, if we tell you that, hey, you are our representative, kindly go vote this way, and for you take time and think that the best way you can vote is by what has been sent to your account. You've been paid a sum of like 2 million shillings and you feel like, wow, this is it. It is so bad. Yeah, it is so bad. And that is why Kenyans are saying hi to you in your various places. Your property is being demolished. So the best thing that they can do, from that deception that the president was saying that he's withdrawn that bill, that's not going to happen. That's a lie. They should just go back to parliament and the president write an official letter to the parliament and that bill be dropped. You understand? But right now, we have passed that bill and protesters are saying Ruto must go. So I can see in 20th, that is 30th June, is a Sunday today, they say the platform politicians in churches don't allow any politician or Ruto to speak in your church. We shall observe a moment of silence for 5 minutes for our murdered comrades. And you see, that is the way, let us not give them platform. Then again, the generation Z and Mellinials, are telling Ruto, hey, we are your boss. Because we saw currently Ruto try to constitute, there's some function coming up, and Ruto is like telling the youth, nominate 100 people. Nominate 100 people that we are going to sit down with amongst other leaders and chant way forward and take your ideologies, take your pleas, and see how we can reconsider them. So that is a strategy that was used by the late President Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi around 1991-1992, when there was a Moi must go movement, and that is a strategy that Ruto used. Who were championing these kinds of movement? Ruto was there, Jirongo was there, and those are the people who were taken into the pocket of the government, and Moi paid them. Ruto then became the very good student of the late president Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi. So he's trying to employ those tactics on this current situation, on this current population, this current generation, which is not going to work well with them. Why? The youth have told the president, look, the honorary thing that you can do, come meet us at Nyayo Stadium. Call all the youth, let us Generation Zs and Millennials come there at Nyayo Stadium. Then come, let us have a meaningful conversation, because you cannot choose 100 people and of course you'll bribe them. So, Mr. President, you can go ahead, choose the 100 people, give them money if it's because it's alleged they're planning to give them a million each. How true that is, I really don't know, because 100 youths to be selected and each are to be paid 100 million each. That is the strategy that they want to use to bribe it. And you see, I have this advice to the millennials and the Generation Zs. Don't allow to have leaders imposed for you. Don't even you yourselves try to have leaders. Don't even create a political party, because the reason why you are so powerful is because you are partyless, you are leaderless, you are faceless. You understand? You know no tribes, you know no party, you are not aligned anywhere whatsoever. That is why the government is so shaken by you and they're asking for an audience with you. So, first and foremost, that war is being won intelligently. That war is being won. Now, this is a press statement that came from the office of the president that was released yesterday. It is saying Youth Engagement Forum for Inclusive National Development. This is an upcoming Youth Engagement Forum for Inclusive National Development. So, you see, in his national address on Wednesday, 26th June 2024, His Excellency the President announced that a national multi-sectoral forum, Nmsf, will be constituted to engage with all stakeholders in addressing the concerns raised by the youth. In that regard, and to facilitate the establishment of the National Multi-Sectoral Forum, all national level umbrella organizations representing the youth, civil society, religious organizations, professional bodies, business community organizations, academia, students leadership, majority and minority leaders of parliament, the Council of Governors and the stakeholders groups are requested to nominate representatives to constitute the National Steering Committee of the Nmsf. The National Steering Committee, comprising of 100 persons, shall be the apex organ of the Nmsf, charged with providing the framework, modalities, agenda, and timelines for a nationwide dialogue. Blah 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 blah. 100 persons to be nominated. Now, President Ruto, who tells you that those 100 people are the face of the youth? Okay, maybe according to you, you understand, but you are still so blinded. The ego in you is so dominant and is taking charge of you, such that you cannot open your eyes. You're too myopic to the idea that the youth are so awakened. That is it. So, guys, if these politicians think that they are sorry, if they really want to feel what the parents of these, innocent souls that were murdered, let them visit their parents in homes and hospitals. Let them see the massacre that their forces did. Let them see by themselves and they'll understand. So, don't give up. Generation Z and Millennials. And I'm happy you saw yesterday in the battle of Fred Omondi, that is Eric Omondi's brother in Sega, Siaya County. Raila also said, he is burning with rage, but the youth told him, relax. Even Eric Omondi told him, relax. You've tried enough for the country. So let the Generation Z and the Millennials fight for the country. And now, another advice to you, the Generation Z and Millennials, which is the bracket I also fall in. Kindly, don't try to be aligned to a party. Don't try to be aligned to a certain leadership. Don't even try to get any support from Raila, from any opposition leader, or any leader, whether in government, whether in opposition, any political leader. Don't associate with them. Just be on yourselves. That is your powerful tool. Ahmed Khalif is my name. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Kwa timba kali za Afrika, DURB Radio ndio mpango mzima.